Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII-2 on the Mysterious JG. I caved in and looked at the hint book. There wasn't that many other things left to try, and bottom line, wait a minute, this isn't right at all. Well, I looked at the hint book, but apparently I didn't understand what it said. Look at it again real quick. I didn't seem like this was what it was telling me to do. I thought I had to go around like in the opposite direction of the way that I kept doing it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is doable. Kind of the way I was doing it, but you gotta obviously get very specific timing, and when things pop up on this bottom path, you need to make sure you get them, because they want you to do it like so. I probably just messed up. But apparently if you time it right, this path, everything will appear along that path at some point. So I got this one wrong. Somewhere this was supposed to teleport along that path, and I timed it wrong. Timed it wrong because that one didn't seem like it was moving at all. Oh, I know what I did wrong. There we go. Ta-da! See how easy it looks when you use the hint book? I can beat King's Quest II as well. Though actually King's Quest II is quite losable with the hint book if you fall off the stairs. Many, many deadly stairs.
Thanks to my amazing leadership, we finally found the first password.
You know, fuck you so much, Mog.
If we find the other one, we'll be well on our way to solving the case, Cabal. And when we do, the government will give us oodles of gil, and I can buy whatever my little heart desires, Cabal.
We got password 2, even though he said password 1.
I saw you guys just disappear into thin air. How did you do that? Where did you go?
Death, man.
Was it part of the paradox effect? Whatever it was, it gave me the creeps.
Please don't answer my questions.
I saw you guys.
Alright, let's go back to Historia Crux. Now we gotta go to the Alshaf Mashif, or whatever it's called. Get the other password. They really make you really hunt some of these side quests down through multiple time periods. And the rewards, that's one of the things that made me give up on fully completing this game in the past. I would do, like, I was so excited, like, oh wow, I can travel to a new time, and I found like this flower in the ice and snow and gave it to this guy, and now he's got the flower for his daughter, and it just gives you a crystal fragment, which is the same thing you would get on other occasions from just talking to somebody. And basically they set it up so there's like 160 of these things to get, and getting a single one never feels like an accomplishment. Yeah.
Time and memory.
But now we got 100 out of 160 of them, so it doesn't feel like we're that close, does it? We got quite a few that we're going to get when we cash in all the completed maps to that one person, because I think you get a separate crystal for each map. And then there's a handful of really annoying ones that you got to get at the end. So we're going to go to the command center and do stuff. And of course, we're about as far away from the command center as you can be on this map. Yeah, that's right. You get over here. What are you doing? Why are you running away? We could use a chocobo. And I do mean use. Yeah, I didn't actually restock on Guy Shaw Greens, but we still got enough that we can afford to avoid some of this nonsense. Something, oh fuck yeah. Was this the zone that had the giant red blobs of paradox or whatever? That was weird. And each one you go talk to it and had a problem, wanted to get it solved for it. Even though they all represented people who were like trapped in some hell realm between death and life. I might have decided that last part on my own.
I still can't believe they just...
The orbs don't appear to be sentient.
They're gone.
Enjoying a little hiking trip already.
I got rid of the orbs. What are you guys talking about now? Let's go to the commander's room. Creepy sound.
This is interesting. If we get our hands on the password of the control unit, we might be able to solve the disturbance within the ruins fairly quickly.
Yeah, but
it's unfortunate. Mr. Thorne was the only one who knew the password.
Is he a red blob now?
Now he's disappeared inside the paradox. I don't know if he's dead, but I doubt we'll ever see him again.
We got Thorne's information. Alright, so I don't even feel like figuring this out. What the hell do we do with this?
My late boss, Mr. Thorne, was the only one who knew the password. Losing him was a great loss for us.
Okay, return to the Historia Crux and then travel to Yasuf XIII-10. How the hell are we supposed to know to do that, though? Whatever. So not here, but in a different, like 10 years from now, he is unstuck in time at Yasuf Mashif. It's not that it doesn't make sense that he would be stuck in a different time zone with all this temporal stuff going on. It's more a question of why would you be expected to figure that out? And now we're coming to a zone that we haven't explored yet, so maybe we'll come across additional fragments while we're here. That'll be a thing. I don't know if I'm going to feel proud or ashamed when I finally do 100% clear this with all the fragments, because I've never done it before, and the extra ending you get, I have seen on YouTube, really not worth the effort. I think it really comes down to the fact that I just don't have that many people watching this series, and if I had a lot of people watching, I'd be like, oh, it's cool, I'm showcasing this to so many people, and now it's just like, no.
Welcome to the fallen city of Padra, site of ancient ruins. We don't get a lot of visitors around these parts, although I'm not very surprised, since there's not much to see or do here.
Other than the glowing red hell orbs.
A group of Academy staff were investigating the area, just disappeared without a trace. That's why so many sections have been closed off.
Oh, evil paradox, where'd you take Millie? This is her sister, I'm worried sick about her. It's all my fault, I can't believe I left her alone. I don't even have a name. I am just Millie's sister. She must be furious. I need to see her again so I can apologize. I don't know if I can or ever will. I've become a victim of this mishap too. I feel so guilty, so responsible for all I've been able to find the keepsake she was looking for. Gerhild's Blossom.
I'll bet the Cirrus was a fragile girl that everyone felt they had to protect.
Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, head to the dead end directly south of the... So again, how you're supposed to know to do this, I don't know. But... it's one of those where... oh, this is like a sequel to the zone. Before we have more places with red blobs. But we're supposed to go searching around this whole map. I'm going to take a shortcut and get to the zone where I believe, per the hint descriptions, it's supposed to be.
Come on, Mog.
Do your thing, Mog. Unleash this person's... from their hellish torment. This person's...
Who am I? Where am I? Why can't I remember anything? If only I could remember my name.
Help him figure out his name. Is it... It's not Caius, it's not Amadar, it's not Horn. It is Thorn. We are supposed to know that from... Help the man remember his name. Who was the woman's boss that disappeared in this area years ago? Sure, okay.
Yes, that's it. My name is Thorn. I remember everything.
It's great.
I was investigating the ruins with my colleagues, and suddenly I felt someone push me into the paradox, and somehow
jerk.
it absorbed me. I see. She told you my name, did she? I'm relieved to hear that they're still working as hard as ever, even after I'm gone.
That's only been 10 years.
Well, I think I understand the situation. So you're trying to find the password for the control unit in order to resolve the paradox in the ruins. Is that it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm glad you figured that out without me telling you.
The paradox is no help to me. Here,
Why are you as good
take
as
it.
dead?
I've written down the password. Maybe you can save everyone.
Buddy, you're alive, and you're well. You traveled 10 years into the future, but...
Second password, Kubo. Now all that's left for us to do is return to the Brescia ruins and resolve the paradox, Kubo. I'm going to be rolling, no, swimming in gil, Kubo. But it looks like Noel and Sarah have something on their minds, Kubo. I wonder what's happening, Kubo.
I wonder what it's like to have a mind, Kubo. I don't understand
Did
why...
I get my hearing checked? Or did he really say that he was pushed into the paradox?
Yeah, I would ask him, but he's just disappeared.
Someone tried to kill him?
What a jerk, huh? Sounds like a real nasty piece of work, whoever it was. Anyway, yeah, that was kind of strange. But he was just like, well, whatever. Oh, are these like early hints we can get before Alyssa betrays us? And because we never really come out and confront Alyssa about the fact that she betrayed us, but Alyssa betrayed us, and I'm guessing she's been pushing people into paradoxes and destroying them and stuff. Just, you know, for the hell of it. So we got 10 more to get here, which are all related to the maps. That still leaves us with quite a few to go. All right, whatever.
Who will be the one?
Billy Gunn. Will Billy Gunn be the one? Let's all hope not. So I guess getting all 160 of the fragments basically does involve sealing all these little paradox gateways in all these time zones, which is kind of what it feels like the game is supposed to be about, even though half the time it isn't.
You've obtained both of the passwords? Well, let's try them out and see if they're the real deal.
I was able to sense that psychically, by the way, since you didn't say anything.
The good news is the passwords were correct, but now we're faced with a new mystery.
Why are these things
This
floating
paradox.
around?
It seems it was created by people.
Much like Swelling Green.
F, someone tampered with the control unit, which looks to be the cause of this entire situation.
Yeah.
The culprit was responsible for the monster population increase, and for taking out those who knew the passwords. I believe that a group that opposed the Academy's ideals used
never
the
mind.
paradox for their own gain.
Must be Cerberus.
They tried to destroy the institution once and for
They
all.
just kind of get thrown in as a... You know, Cerberus gets thrown in as a text-only, no voice acting, side evil group in the first Mass Effect game, and then in the second game suddenly become a main plot point.
We're still in the dark as to who was behind this operation and why. You two were a great help in solving this tough situation. As a government representative, I'd like to offer you some compensation for your trouble.
But I can't. Okay, so that's it? Oh, never mind.
What is that thing?
Tommy Titan back.
Please, go and find out what it is. If it turns out to be a dangerous monster, make sure to destroy it on the spot.
I don't want to have to deal with it. Kalavinka fragment. The paradox that lasted for centuries has finally been resolved. However, in its place has appeared an unknown beast that has been trapped in the void beyond. Defeat the monster before it destroys Cocoon. Sure.
I thought the paradox had been dealt with. So what's this big ugly guy doing here?
And what does he even look like? We haven't seen him. How do you know he's
He
ugly?
was hiding in the void beyond, Kubo. When the portal was closed, he was trapped in this world, and now there's no way back home, Kubo.
If we don't defeat this monster, then who knows what'll happen to Cocoon? Come on, Noel. Mog, you too.
But what about our money? Alright, we'll defeat Kavalakinka, whatever. But we'll save our game first, just in case. Ugh. Got anything else to
The
say?
situation is worse than it's ever been. We have only you two to count on. It's up to you now.
The rest of us are
Cocoon is in
completely
danger.
worthless.
That creature. It must be stopped before it's too late.
Not that surprising to find out that everyone else is going to be worthless, but we're still at 98% exploration. I have to go somewhere and wander around that whole like researcher camp zone because there's probably some nook or cranny there I never poked into. This little section here has been in like every version. Pretty much explored the shit out of it. Not that much to see really. $3,000 something or other. Is this where the beast is? Is the map really going to tell me? Oh, no, it's... Map is going to tell me, and it's not here. I guess I'll buy some more Phoenix Downs from you. And not a drop to drink. Delicate obsidian chokers. Oh, I can buy buy these new Woppets too. They just don't give me any kind of special ability. Star Blossom seeds, superconductors, and spined horns. I need to be figuring out where those are available.
Until we meet again.
Alright, we could probably round out a video by taking out a giant monster, and that should mean a full clear of all the stuff you can access in this area. Oh, that guy's disappeared forever. Now that his quest is resolved, there's no point in his existing, so he ceases to exist. How very convenient and organized. Yeah, it's a regular enemy type that could be a boss. I would say it was a boss in previous games. Or game. Not expecting too much trouble here, but we'll see. Taking its time loading the fight. Figured that was probably going to be like super devastating, but not sure if it really was. Oh, it does wound damage. The DLC bosses that I have played with a little bit off screen are pretty frustrating. Most of the in-game stuff seems pretty easy once you've got your chrysanthemum maxed out. Not Combat Clinic, damn it, I meant Cerberus. Can't finish it off during Maelstrom Bolt? I guess we can. Maelstrom Bolt. We got Potent Orbs as Oh, another People's Choice Award.
I can't believe a man-made machine could bring forth such a terrible monster. And the paradox, too. That was caused by humans as well, wasn't it?
We're terrible. We should be
Monsters
replaced
don't
by
kill
red
people.
chocobos.
People do. Does that seem about right?
Truer words were never spoken.
The
before.
NMA, the National
People
Monster
are much
Association.
More scary than monsters, Kupo. We risked our lives to solve the case, Kupo. And how does the government pay us?
They don't.
Not with gil, but bits and bobs and household goods, Kupo. No one needs 10 years worth of toilet paper, Kupo. No one.
Well,
I had no choice but to decline their offer. The government is evil, Kupo. Humans are evil, Kupo.
this is probably hilarious if you are a 10-year-old Japanese boy, but... Oh, we got a toilet paper coupon. Okay. Well, the fact that it actually does appear in-game as an item makes that somewhat more tolerable as a joke. Coupon for 10-year supply of free toilet paper. Acceptance non-negotiable. Well. Suppose it's not impossible we could get dialogue by returning to where that guy was and talking to him. But it seems pretty unlikely. Yeah, that was a chocobo right here. Let's see. Let's see if that one guy who in some way acknowledged that a giant monster had been unleashed actually has anything to say. I would be surprised, pleasantly surprised, but I'm very surprised if this turns out to be anything other than a waste of time. Oh, look, there's trees down there. I had no idea this was supposed to be over trees. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Yeah, we can still talk to him.
The increase of the monster population was due to something man-made? That's irony for you.
Oh, wow. He actually has something to say.
Has been resolved. We're staying on high alert. We still need to rid the area of monsters for the people's safety.
We're going to keep the ruins as they are for a while. Well, that's not what you seem to say.
We made the mess, so we have to clean it up. It's only fair. But don't worry. We'll get things back to how they used to be. Sometimes our methods aren't very conventional, but we mean well and are passionate about our work.
Like Domino's Pizza.
We made the mess, so we have to... Sometimes our We made them.
Wow,
Sometimes our
I'm surprised he actually has stuff to say. Not terribly interesting or game-changing, but he's got stuff to say. After we came back, it was technically worth the trip. I mean, and that my only expectation was that there would be some new dialogue. So we don't have any fragments of New Bodham. I didn't think there were new fragments to be found here, but okay, I guess there are. We're missing fragments there. We've got some entire areas that we haven't explored at all. I'm missing a fragment at Sunleft Waterscape. And Arcalite Steppe has some stuff to be done. Yasif Mashif is a whole area that we barely scratched the surface of there. It's got more red floating stuff. Yeah, Yasif Mashif is kind of the one that we've done the least exploring with. Well, as far as rounding out the video, let's head for New Bottom.
Time and memory, frozen in crystal. In the desolate future, at the end of time, Sarah finally finds the real lightning. But the sisters have no time to rejoice.
Despite both being time travelers.
Only just begun. Lightning tells them that Caius is the one who is distorting the timeline, and that she must go to.
Oh, so the only other character is the one who's distorting the timeline, huh?
Time, Sarah and Noel will have to fight the battle to save Cocoon and stop it from smashing into Grand Pulse.
Well, presumably we won't be fighting Caius at the end of the game, because the reason Lightning can't take care of this fight is because she's busy fighting Caius. So, obviously, the final boss will not be some variation on Caius. I mean, that would just be silly and lazy at this point, right? Yeah. Alright, so apparently there's a whole bunch of stuff we can locate here. Presumably it wasn't available before. So we've already got 100% exploration of the place, but apparently didn't find any of, like, 5 different fragments. Nice squishy noises from the ground. Maybe these are the guys who dropped the item that I was looking for before? Although, again, it's already outclassed by something else. They drop it, but it's their rare drop, 5% chance. I hate this game sometimes. I'm not really seeing where I'm going to get 5 fragments out of this place. We found the exit, actually. I don't feel like fighting it. Motherfuckers. Yeah, not really seeing things to interact with that are promising from a, we will get additional, Chaos Crystal Shards perspective. I don't get it. I think what I'm going to do, since I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here, is jump back to Serendipity to see if they were missing any. Yeah, it says fragment 0 of 5. Well, I can check the hint book, but for now, let's go to Serendipity and see if there's any crystal powers that we can get now that we're at over 100 fragments. And then we'll call it a video, regardless of the answer. Seems fair. It's not getting that into it this play session. I was gonna. I guess the plot just kind of sags a bit in the middle. Like, you find out Caius is the big bad, but you kind of already knew that, and I don't know.
My powers do not compare to those of the goddess, but I shall do my best to provide you with what you are entitled.
Oh, Encounter Master has been unlocked.
If you present me with...
Alright, so what does an Encounter Master do? That sounds promising. Change enemy encounter rate. More enemies or less enemies? Well, I guess for your off screening, the Encounter Master would be helpful. On screen, it could be helpful. I guess it could be helpful, but I was kind of hoping it would change the encounter rate with, I don't know. I might have to read up on it. I feel like I've seen that one mentioned in the strategy guide as being important for grinding for certain things, but it doesn't say that it's changing the rate of encounters with you'll get rare monster encounters instead of common. No, it just says more or less. So, I don't have to do with that, other than yawn a lot. Anyway, folks, I'm Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you'll join me next time for more of Final Fantasy XIII-2. Bye-bye.